Good place for God. Well, forgot to add it to there. Shalom, beloveds. This is Proverbs chapter 17. Better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith than in a house full of sacrifices with strife, or a sacrificial meal, or feastings. A wise servant shall have rule over a son that causes shame, and shall have part of the inheritance among the brethren. The fining or the refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord trieth the hearts. The wicked giveth heed to false lips, and the liar give ear to a naughty tongue, or a destructive tongue. Whoso mocketh the poor reproacheth his maker. That's deep. And he that is glad at calamities shall not be unpunished. Yeah, that's why I started minding my business. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers. That's why you gotta have kids, beloved. Yeah, it's the ultimate. Excellent speech becometh not a fool, much less do lying lips a prince. A gift is as a precious stone in the eyes of him that hath it. Whithersoever it turneth, or he turneth, he prospereth. Oh, wow. A gift is as a precious stone in the eyes of him that hath it. Whithersoever it turneth, it prospereth. So that's beautiful. Because it's like wherever you go, you're blessed. You're going to be all right. He that covereth a transgression seeketh love, but he that repeateth a matter separateth very friends, or the best of friends. A reproof entereth more into a wise man than 100 stripes into a fool, or blows into a fool. An evil man seeketh only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. Let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man, rather than a fool in his folly. Whoso rewardeth evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. Wow. That's deep. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore leave out contention, or to leave off contention, before it be meddled with. He that justifieth the wicked, and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord. Wherefore is there a price in the hand of a fool to get wisdom, seeing he hath no heart to it? A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversary, for adversity. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man void of understanding striketh hands, and becometh surety, meaning a guarantor for his friend. in the presence of his friend. He loveth transgression that loveth strife, and he that exalteth his gate seeketh destruction. He that hath a froward heart, or deceitful or crooked heart, findeth no good. And he that hath a perverse tongue falleth into mischief or evil. He that begetteth a fool doeth it, or a scoffer doeth it to his sorrow. And the father of a fool hath no joy. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. A wicked man taketh a gift out, or a bribe out of the bosom of pervert and ways of judgment. Wisdom is before him that hath understanding, but the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her that bear him. Also to punish the just is not good, nor to strike princes for equity, meaning the righteous, or for their uprightness. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit, or a calm spirit. Even the fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. Chapter 18. Through desire a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. A fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. When the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt, and with ignominy reproach. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. It is not good to accept the person of the wicked, to overthrow the righteous in judgment. That's deep. The fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes or blows. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. The words of a talebearer, or a gossip or slanderer, are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster, or a destroyer. That's deep. The name of the Lord is strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as a high wall in his own conceit, or his own esteem. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. He that answereth the matter before he hear it, it is folly and shame unto him. Wow, that's deep. The man of his spirit will sustain his infirmity, but the wounded, or the broken spirit, who can bear? The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the art of the wise seeketh knowledge. Hold on, let me make sure. Make sure y'all can hear me. I forgot about that. Can y'all hear me? Oh man, I just completely forgot to turn that over. I was working on my computer. computer yesterday. I probably was going this whole time. My apologies. Let me get that together. All right. Willikers. Yeah. Okay. So TikTok can hear me. That's good. We're on Kick, X, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Forgot to upload Instagram, so Instagram's missing this right now. My apologies. So the heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. That's true. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him. That's deep. The lot causeth in contentions to cease, and parteth between the mighty, or keeps apart. The lot causeth contentions to cease, and parteth between the mighty. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. Yeah, when somebody mad at you, it's deep. A man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase or the produce of his lips shall he be filled. So by your own work, that's how you, and your work is in the glorification of the Most High. Through that does come your measurement of prosperity. So, like, trying to, that's why I say thou shalt not steal, because you didn't earn it, you didn't work for it, you didn't do the work to actually get to where you needed to get to. You stole somebody's idea, you stole somebody's money, you stole somebody's wife, you stole something else. Like, you're not going to be fruitful in your prosperity. Like, you took the credit of somebody else's work. You're not going to be fruitful. When it comes from your mouth, when it comes from your hands, when you've done the work to show thyself approved, the blessings flow from that. That's when you'll be filled. And you'll feel fulfilled when you've been able to make something of your own business, your own product, providing your own service. The Most High gave you gifts and talents and a mission. It's up to you to choose out to seek it. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you love evil and hate and anger, you gonna love it. You gonna eat. You gonna die by it. That's what it said. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. What you speak out shall come to pass. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord. So many women love that. They will throw that one. Which one is that? That's Proverbs 18:22. I see that all the time. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, obtaineth favor of the Lord. The poor useth entreaties, but the rich answereth roughly. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. That's interesting, because sometimes your friends will stick to you closer than your actual blood. You'll have brothers that are best friends that are better brothers than your actual brother, and then Yeah, you do find it the good thing when you have a wife, when you got a bunch of girls, friends, and a bunch of male options, ladies. That's not good. You're not obtaining favor from the Lord. So, but you gotta be a wife. You gotta know how to be a wife. You gotta know how to be a lady, be a woman, be a mother, be a wife. Don't be out here being any of the worldly things. You don't need to be the representative or the ambassador for all of the Louis Vuitton or all of the Gucci. You find a favor in being a wife. And you're happy. Your bills are paid, you're taken care of. You ain't gotta worry about a lot of stuff. Of course, you can do your own thing, you can stand on your own too. But you find a favor. Your stresses are how many people I done ran into right now that single parents struggling. It just sucks. On both sides, on all sides. Everybody goes through it. There's so many that's an epidemic now. It's been going on for quite some time. That people have been choosing to end their vows, their nuptials, their covet with the Most High. So you find a lot of people who are not getting favor right now. And you're going through judgment. And so just being aware of that is your reality or somebody else's reality. And yeah. Chapter 19. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Some of the most noble and integrous man just happen to have nothing but grace and mercy from the Most High and been blessed. And then out of nowhere, they, down the line wind up receiving what the Most High had set out for them because they stayed on their journey, their path, their lane, their road, and they reached the success that the Most High had for that individual. So we all got our own individual lane of success that we have to be able to keep trucking and chugging along down. And it may have started from a very impoverished lane. Life ain't fair. Whether it's superficial with the, or materialistic with money or anything like that, it can be mentally, it can be physically, it can be spiritually. I think we've just predicated our mind on just thinking of it being just financially, so much of just the impoverishedness of your life. It doesn't just speak on that. You got to be a person who walks in integrity. When you don't walk in it, your lips get perverse. You start lying. You start being deceitful. You speak with an ill tongue to try to keep up with the Joneses, so you placate and perpetrate the lifestyle out here that's not full of integrity. So happens all the time. Being able to identify with these poor categories. People overlooking opportunities repeatedly. That's what poor stands for, in my eyes, in my opinion. Also, that the soul be without knowledge. It is not good. You can't be walking around not educating yourself and edifying yourself. You have to be constantly getting better in all aspects. Everything in front of you, the world is your oyster. Why would you not take advantage of learning another language? Why would you not take advantage of getting your body in shape? Ladies, men love when you're fit, feminine, and friendly. It's a beautiful thing. We're physical. We're visual creatures. Brothers, why do you not stepping your game up and being able to learn about carpentry, building your own business, being a chef and cooking. All of these things matter. You are of no good if you don't have no knowledge. You're stagnating, you're procrastinating your time off, you're just jacking your time away. You're being a jack off that's jacking off your time to be a jackass. No, come on. Knowledge. Start learning. That's why you might not be leveling up and getting ahead. You have to start leveling up your levels. And he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. That's patience. You must have patience. You must have patience. I'm learning that all day, every day. The foolishness of a man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against the Lord. The foolishness of man twists his way. And that's where you got people that may have been scheming just to get where they need to get to. You may have gotten there, and then you start twisting the nobility, the integrity behind what you were doing. Maybe you were, you had the aspirations of being a great doctor, and then you get to being a doctor, and then you start doing some really mischievous things as a doctor that take away the nobility and the integrity and the morality behind what you stood for, was supposed to be standing for in the first place. So that's where the twisting comes from. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. And many will think wealth is just money. You can be poor mentally and emotionally and psychologically, where you'll be separated from the people around you. And you'll start seeing that because many people start justifying their behavior. And no, people ain't got to tolerate your behavior, for one. They ain't got to put up with you. They really don't. So you will get separated. You have all the money in the world, but you was lonely. Don't nobody want to rock with you, and don't nobody mess with you. It's because you got a poor spirit, a mean spirit. Okay, you got your PhD, you got your master's, you got your bachelor's, your associates, you graduated, got your GED. No, none of that make you special if you're poor in your spirit. No, none of that make you special if you've been poor physically, emotionally. You gotta have a balance. Create wealth over all facets of your life. Be of service to the Most High, which will allow you to be service to yourself, which will allow you to extend to your neighbor, to your community, to your city, to the world. Starts within. Separate yourself from that. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. And that's true. You don't escape when you start lying. You get caught up in the tangled webs. Oh, tangled web we weave. Oh, what tangled web we weave when we start lying to ourselves, when we start lying to ourselves in the mirror, covering up with all of the different masks, whether it's makeup or an actual Jason Freddy Krueger mask. There's no escaping from any lie that you put out there, whether knowing or unknowing, whether spoken or unspoken. You won't be able to escape that. The truth shall set you free. It may hurt, it may burn, it may sting, but the truth always does set you free into the bliss of peace. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. So yeah, materialism. All the brethren of the poor do hate them, envy, how much more do his friends go far from him? And that's a question. When you start getting away from all the poor mentally people or anything like that, it builds up a resentment and a bitterness and a jadedness and a rejection factor of the fact that, okay, oh, you done left to better yourself, but now it's being perceived as if you ain't from where you come from no more. You know, that's where you came from. That's your pages, that's your journey. And every step that you take moving forward, because nobody else is walking in your shoes, you have to do the best that you can do to be able to honor that journey, because the Most High got you through that journey. And many will try to take shortcuts to try to cheat their way by giving gifts or giving favor or resources, nepotism and things like that to try to get you up. And you find yourself that you're alone because that poor habit, that poor behavior wasn't of nutritional value to people. They start taking it and taking you for advantage, taking advantage of you. So in thinking that that's what's going to get you to where you need to get to with mischievous intent behind it, you know, that's the issue. But when you start getting away from all of that, it causes that question. He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanting to him. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. You'll get wisdom from them going through the experience. And when you understand what the experience does to you or does for you, you find a good thing. A false witness shall not be unpunished. He that speaketh lies shall perish. Delight not. Delight is not seemingly, or luxury is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. So you got many fools who got lots of money, who blow their money, who do it, yeah. Easy come in, easy go out. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. Ain't it victorious when you actually are able to get through something, that you done got through that school test, you done graduated, you done got your CDLs, you got your bachelor's, your master's, you fixed your first car, you got your first sale. You had your first child. It's amazing when you get over obstacles in life, because the Most High God got you through. And how much ever frustration and impatience you may have had in that, you channeled it, you bottled it up, you re-engineered it, reset, you reprogrammed, you used discretion, and you deterred away from it taking you down emotionally or making it personal. And you actually went through the process. And when you went through the process, you were able to progress. And as you went through the progress, you got closer to the light. You got closer to the finish line. And you didn't stop. You kept going until you actually got through that finish line. And when you got through that finish line, you got through that transgression, you got through putting down that alcohol or lying or drugs or abuse of anything. There feels like a sense of accomplishment within self of you being able to overcome that transgression. Great glory. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. The houses and riches are in the inheritance of fathers, and the prudent wife is from the Lord. Slothfulness or laziness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. That's why you got to get up, you got to be grinding, you got to be staying active, you got to be staying motivated. If your why doesn't make you cry and your dreams are not big enough, you should know why you wake up. For one, the Most High woke you up. But you got to know why you get up and do what you do. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die. It's chapter 19, yeah. He that pitied upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. So when you pay it forward, you do good. The Most High is like, I'm going to take care of you in ways you don't even know. Thank you for passing my test, or thank you for looking out, or thank you for paying it forward, paying your time, your offering, peace offering, burnt offering. He's like, thank you, my son, thank you, my daughter, for following my instructions. I'm gonna bless you in a way you don't even know. I got you. Chasten thy son, while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. You gotta believe in your kids. You gotta keep them motivated and lead by example. You gotta be courageous. You gotta dig deep within you. Spare not them by you succumbing to what the wicked world has been trying to take you out this whole time. Laugh now, cry later. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. And every time you get angry or you get wrathful, something bad happens. Your frequency just drops down. You go to this place of just like not getting knocked down 10 steps. And in the midst of it, interacting or engaging with whatever anger or wrath that pulls you out of the frequency that you were at, you lose a friend, you lose a job, you lose your life. It pulls you down. So be mindful of that. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. That's all the Most High God is asking you to do, is just to hear counsel and receive the instruction. It ain't about the messenger. Did you get the message? Did you get the message? For you to understand, so you can be wise in your latter end, in your long life. He wants to give you a long life if you be wise and understand, and keep when you're keeping. There are many devices, or there are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord is that what should stand, or that shall stand. That's real. Now they calling me Jamaican Trey. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Rogers. We all got our own plan. We all got all of these great things that we want to do, but when we don't follow God's plan, we got many devices and many ways that we can, because the world provides it. This wicked world provides. Oh, everything is accessible. You can make money this way. You can make money hoeing. You can make money gambling. You can make money hitting people. So yes, the Most High knows all of the plans that are in your heart, but He's like, that's because you succumbed or capitulated to the wicked ways of the world to make you want to follow and execute that plan. Most High is saying, like, no, I just need you to execute my plan. Just listen and take heed. Just listen and understand that this plan is the plan that's going to get you to your latter days. Not the plans that's in your heart. Not the plans that's messing with, you know, your mind playing tricks on you. It's the counsel of the Lord that shall stand at the end of the day. As much as you may want to like get in that car and commit that robbery, I'm gonna stay at home, bro. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take the counsel and the Holy Spirit, being able to download that, take heed to that. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. Yeah, a poor man is better than a liar, because at least he's honest about being poor. At least he's honest. The fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. A slothful man or a lazy man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Wow. That's like you fall to your own heart's desires, then speaking into existence what, yeah, dang, it's deep. When I say it's deep, it's because it's really happening in our lifetime, in real life right now. It's a lot of lazy people right now. It's a lot of overweight, morbidly obese people I see. It's a lot of people that are young, bodies just breaking down, deteriorating. It's just many people have succumbed to their devices, their temptations, their vices. Yeah. And refuse to take it from that emotional attachment to it. You pridefully cling to it. That's what pride is. Pride is the first sin, and it's the hardest sin to let go first. You're going to be stuck on it. You ain't going to let it go. It's hard to let go for many. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. And reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. Steve. He that wasteth his father, and chaseth away his mother, is a son that causeth shame, and bringeth reproach. Yeah. Honor thy mother and thy father. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causeth to err. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causeth to err from the words of knowledge. Like, stop being a dummy, pretty much. Stop being a dummy. Stop listening to things that you know are not in the ways of righteousness. Stop following in the ways of things that are unproductive. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. Deep. Judgments are prepared for scorners or scoffers, and stripes or beatings for the backs of fools. Every time I was a fool, I got my ass whooped. Every time I did not listen and take heed to what the Most High was trying to tell me, I got my ass whooped. This is facts. For being a jackass, for being a dumbass, for being a smart ass, for being a loud ass, an angry ass, stubborn ass. When you are a fool, you are going to get beat. Chapter 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Damn, it make me not want to drink no more. Well, I haven't really, but when you got wine and spirits, every time I've engaged or interacted with somebody who was drinking, definitely did not know how to hold their liquor, it was a problem. And that's the discernment that you have to be able to know, to be able to get away from that. Whether it's around you and your surrounding or even with yourself, it just says like wine is a mocker. It brings out the worst in people. You become an empty vessel. You're welcoming in a spirit that you don't know what you've conjured up inside of you. It's giving you the courage to be whoever you have become in that moment. And you look embarrassing. You get mocked. Now you're on camera. Now you're on World Star. And they've made these things, they've weaponized these sins. They've advertised these sins. They've made it affordable for these sins to be digested at the highest capacity that you can take it. You are free to take on all of any of these sins to the highest capacity. Try to get the high score, Pac-Man. I've seen many videos of people killing a whole bottle of Patron, end up with alcohol poisoning in their liver, shut down. I remember being and working in a convalescent hospital and seeing that. One time, that's all it took. And that young person's life was changed forever. That humbled me as a young person. I don't know what happened in that person's life for them to go so hard on alcohol at such a young age. But they seen it all day, every day. And didn't know how to turn it off, didn't have anybody who was there to be able to tell them, hey, no. So yeah, it makes you rage out. It makes you become something other than wise. You become an otherwise. Instead of being wise, you become an otherwise. To any of my brothers and sisters out there that are struggling with alcoholism, just stop. You can do it. Chapter 20, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Let me think about my cousin. That man used to drink. The fear of a king is as the roaring of a lion. Whoso provoketh him to anger sinneth against his own soul or his own life. It is an honor or honorable for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. And that's true. Like every time you don't, it's like you married to it. It's like you love the drama. You love being broke. You love begging. It's an honor for a man to get out of your struggles. It's honorable to cease from the strife, to get away from the poor, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. It's honorable for people overlooking opportunities repeatedly when you get yourself from under the chair, when you get yourself from under the cloud that is raining under you. You're crying, you're complaining, you're stressing, you're whining. Oh, I'm wishing and praying for happy days and better days. That's step one. Step two is to move. A body in motion stays in motion. You gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta wiggle from out of it from being tangled. You have to move. It takes action. You have to love yourself. Love is a verb. It's an action. You must show it to be able to be reciprocated and received. It's honorable when you move in a direction to get away from whatever you're going through. I've seen so many people that's just been like, nah, I'm gonna just stay where I'm at. And stay where you at. Good for you. Good for you. We all get what we deserve, whether it's a good or bad. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold or because of the winter. Therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. It's because you was lazy and you didn't do the work. It is May. It is the end of May right now. We're about to be in June. Checkpoint. Roll call. What the hell have you gotten done up until this point? Can you really look at yourself in the mirror? Can you really ask yourself that? What have I gotten done? Did I finish that book? Did I finish that album, that song? Did I finish making and creating my crafts and my art, my business? Did I finish reading that book? You didn't do the work. And you whine and complain that nothing is going right in your life. You didn't do the work. Now you're having to depend and beg. Now you're sleeping on your sister's couch because you didn't do the work. Now you're begging to take away from the harvest of people who did work. That's so dishonorable. There's no honor amongst thieves. You're stealing. You're selfish. You didn't do the work. And you feel like you are ordained or privileged to somebody else's well-being. You didn't harvest for yourself. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. What was stopping you? Who hurt you? What stopped you from getting where you were needing to get to? You let man or woman stop you from doing what you need to. God didn't stop you. He's still right there, right by your side, telling you that you're all right. You knew they was going to do that. Or for you to look at yourself in the mirror and like, you knew you was going to do that. You knew that you was going to pick up that bottle again. So you can't get mad that you get into a bar fight and you get beat up because you're out of shape. You didn't do the work. Now you're asking for somebody to help. Jump in. Take over my... Stop begging and get up and stand on your own feet. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Can't get mad when you ain't got nothing. Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Yeah, you get a deeper understanding of what you get a deeper understanding of any and everything that you're searching for. The more you put into something, the more you get a greater understanding. That's wisdom, is getting a greater understanding. A goal without a plan is a nightmare. A plan doesn't happen without communication. You got to be able to talk that plan out. You got to be able to brainstorm. You got to be able to think it out, speak it out into existence. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You work and you sift through what works and what doesn't work. Got to draw it out, dig it out, pull it out of yourself. Keep doing those push ups, keep doing those sit ups, keep saving the money, keep reading the books, keep helping out, keep working. Most men will proclaim every one of his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. And you can't get mad when your kids don't like your ass, because you wasn't no upright person. They see that. They notice that. They the closest people to. They looking at you the whole time. Why you so busy trying to hide it from the world? The people that are closest to you see all of your flaws the whole time. You were lying. You were deceitful. You were untrustworthy. And the kids got to make up in their own moral compass and have and conjure up their own discernment with no anchor or nothing to be able, no resource to be able to plug back into, because the source that brought them into life is flickering. And your children aren't they're able to see that if you walk upright with integrity. They can look at me like, man, mom's was solid. They can look at pops and be like, dad took care of me and mom's. He took care of the family. He kept us protected. Nothing happened. Or when he messed up, he owned his mess. Or when my mother messed up, she owned her mess. The children are blessed when they see these examples and they come out and be like, wow, whatever they just did, that looked good and that felt good. And you take that on in your own introspection and you process that and be like, you know what? I like that characteristic. So when you are able to lead by example with integrity, it's honorable, because the people that look up to you, they take that on and they measure their whole life moving forward on how it can better them. So then you as a parent can look at the situation and be like, you know what? Let me not leave this kid hanging. Let me do the right thing. Let me be a good father. Let me be a good mother. Let me say the right things. Let me be a man of my word. Let me be a woman of my nurturing and caring and compassion. When they see these things, they live a blessed life. When they don't, you get a bunch of knuckleheads out here doing what they're doing right now. A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes. When you sit in your throne, don't no bull come to your life. They don't come to your light. Who can say All right. Who can say, I have made my heart clean? I am pure from sin. Nobody. Everybody be self-proclaiming and self-righteous and saying that they are, I'm all right. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't broken. Who can say that they made their heart clean and are pure from sin? Not one of us. So while we sitting here and having all the judgment throughout our mind, body, and soul, can't none of us. Divers weights and divers measures, both of them are alike abomination to the Lord. Yeah. So you're trying to be the weight and the measurement. It's like, who is you to judge? Shame on you. I mean, you're an abomination. Like, stop it. You're trying to do my job. Now I'm mad at you. You know? Stay in your place, my child. Even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. Facts. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord hath made even both of them. So, hold on. Make sure my YouTube, or my, it's like he gave you both of them. He gave you two of them so you didn't miss, like, so you wouldn't miss it. Like, did I just hear that? I heard that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got one ear or another ear, one eye or another eye to be able to see or hear, so to be able to back up each other. It's like one didn't miss the other didn't miss it. It's like holding each other accountable. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. When you open your eyes, that's when the blessings flow. It is not, saith the buyer, but when he is gone his way, then he boasteth. That's deep. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. That's facts. People got all this money and all this stuff, and they just straight dumbasses. Ain't no don't know what to do with it, don't know how to use it, don't know how to, man. Knowledge is a precious jewel. Take his garment that is surety or guarantee for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman or a seductress woman. Yeah, take your garment. Protect yourself from the stranger and that strange. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man. Oh, that's a bar. But afterwards his mouth shall be filled with gravel. Wow. Every purpose is established by counsel. Oh, that's chapter 20. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war. He that and see, yeah, it's like when you're doing the right thing or you got the right, like, you're gonna get hated on. It's gonna be war always against you. You're protected. Don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted, but you're always gonna be under war because people are still operating in sin. They still hate your ass. They still envious. They still are jealous. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. You got people who will deceive you. They've been lying to you the whole time, and you've been drinking the Kool-Aid, the poisonous Kool-Aid, the curse of the golden flower. People will flatter you. And then when those secrets are revealed, because this year is the year of the reveal of truth, the year of the snake. People are getting bit snake eyes by the snake oil salesman. Whosoever curseth his father or his mother, his lamp be put out in obscure darkness. And I see so many kids that do that too right now. When you sit there and curse your mother and your father, your lamp gets put out in obscure darkness. You're putting out the guardians who are lighting your path to get you where you're good. They're both your guardians in the midst of all the darkness. And all you're doing is throwing sand and splashing, gushing buckets of water on their light so they can help guide and navigate you through all of the snares and the traps. And you want to throw water and douse on them? You're going to get put into obscure darkness when you don't have their help. They're the light that are guiding you, that are trying to help brighten your shine. They're trying to get you more tinder. They're trying to get you a fire starter. They're trying to get you more wood. So your light, your torch, so they can pass their torch that is dwindling because they won't be here forever. But as they're going, they're still trying to provide that little spark in you to light your flame to get you going. And you want to douse the last little edge of spark because your mother and your father went through a lot of shit in their own life and together to bring you where you're at now. And you're only hateful because you're not grateful of what they had to go through. If you understood, if you even knew what they may have had to go through just to get to where you're at now, whether it's slavery, civil rights, drug epidemic, being locked up, being under the influence of the substance, going through abuses, going through being rejected at every job after job after job, and you seeing that as an example. The things that people had to go through just to get to where they at right now. A lot of times we don't respect or understand what a person then went through and walked. You ain't walked in their shoes. You can see their glory, but you never understand their story. But you'll curse out the now because you need that sugar fix for your instant gratification. Your short attention span needs that little sugar rush. You got that fiend itch. And when somebody doesn't supply it to you, it's the inevitable disappointment. You're overly, extremely disappointed, but you never have actually worked on understanding. Understanding is the key. Communication is the key to understanding, and understanding is the key to healing. When you start understanding more of where you come from, you start to get a greater grasp on where you're at, which will help you to be able to plan better in going into your future. And that path is being helped out by the people who brought you into this world. That path is being lit by the people who actually love and care about you, no matter how big or small it is. Mother's Day and Father's Day is all day, every day for the rest of your life because they helped. God made them to help make you. For you to be walking around with the most pissiest ass attitude on your face because you didn't get some materialistic things. They got you a book. Kids, honor thy mother and thy father. Honor thy mother and thy father. They went through a lot, and they may be going through a lot. To keep a roof over your head, to keep you going. They dealing with a lot right now, and y'all don't understand. Y'all cannot fathom everything that is going on or what has happened to bring things to the culmination of our existence and our timeline right now. And And they may be trying their hardest, their damnedest to get you to understand, to get you to just listen. Them may be in a conduit, a Bluetooth to the spiritual realm of information that they're being the extension cord for you to plug into so you can download what is going on. And you keep on choosing because the world is convincing you. The world is weaponized to weaponize you, to weaponize against love. And they're succeeding a lot more than not. So that's why you got brothers like me who are trying to help you get a greater understanding of the world around you, that it is very wicked in ways that you cannot really understand and comprehend yet. So love and lean and listen and learn from the ones that are in your life. They're in your life for a reason, a season, and or a lifetime. Amen. Great glory. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Fast cash can help you crash harder because you overwatered the seeds. You didn't give you didn't give yourself enough time to be able to water and germinate in the right way. You over flooded your seeds. Got fast cash and then you're flashing it and you're flexing it and you're clout chasing and you get. I just watched a video of. There's so much happening out here, y'all. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. Divers weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and the false balance is not good. It's not good, y'all. You got to hit the reset button with any and everything that is going on in your life right now. Get back in balance. Get your equilibrium right. Detox, fast, pray, reading your Bible, reading self-help books, educating yourself, learn a trade. Get the toxicity out of your life. Go be quiet and be alone for a good minute. You may need to be alone. Quiet. I'm here in my place. It's silent. It's peaceful. Get away from the noise sometimes. Get off of the lines. Get off the internet. Get off the phone. And tap back into your relationship and your connection with the Most High. I promise you, the moment that I started doing it, it was scary in the beginning. Until it was like, okay, I need to have a all day, every day conversation with the Most High. Like, Lord, what to do, you know? And the peace and releasing of the things that have made me imbalanced. When you hold on to them imbalances, they are no good. They start messing with you in all ways, in all facets. I don't know why that just keeps turning. Great glory. Man's goings or his steps are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Your goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Your going, your steps. Nobody's walked in your shoes. The Most High gave you those shoes. He gave you your shoes. And they were to go in the way, in the path of the Lord. Every time you take a step, you get a greater understanding. You get a greater going. You're moving. You're moving in the right direction. You may have gotten flanked off or deterred, but you're still going in the same direction. It is a snare to the man who devoureth that which is holy, and after vows to make inquiry. D. A wise king scattereth the wicked, or sifts out, and bringeth the will over them. So when you start getting your knowledge and you start stepping your game up and start doing what you need to be doing, you start sifting out the people that are begging, that didn't plant their seeds, that didn't do the work. And then when it's harvest time, when you truly actually get the chance to reap the benefits of all of the hard work that you put in, you'll be able to be like, nah, bruh, nah, sis, what was you doing? The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord. And that's what I say with you young brothers and sisters, all the kids out there. You start dousing the spirit of your brother, your mother, your sister, your father. When you start cursing, life and death is in the power of your tongue. When you don't speak love into your own life, it's hard for you to speak love into other people's lives. It's hard for you to say that I love you. For every person out there that loves me, I love them back, regardless. For every person that may not like me now or never will, I still love you. Like you gonna be all right. I understand. I have a greater and deeper understanding of why you may hate me or dislike me. And that's okay. But our spirit, how we walk, that big old flame, that torch that we carry, we walk around and we don't want nobody to put out our flame. But we find some way, somehow in our spirit to douse the flames of the people that are around us. It doesn't make sense. Why need to? Are you jealous? Are you envious? Are you wanting to be in control and powerful that you hate to see anything and everybody around you shining in with their own light? You're only hateful when you're not grateful. But when you mess up in school, you get bad grades, you talk back, you fight all the time, you're out there being promiscuous and having sex and doing drugs and stuff like that. That does mess with the spirit. That does mess with the light. That does douse the light of thy mother and thy father. Because they're trying to walk you on the path of possibly, hey, don't follow the steps hey, don't follow in the footsteps that I walked. I happen to step into a lot of thorns. I'm trying to help you to walk alongside so you don't have to step on these thorns. Now, if you're trying to do it for your own sake of, oh, I can walk on the storm, I can walk on the thorns too. That's not the path that you were supposed to walk. Now you deterred yourself and you got yourself caught in thorns that you can't get out now. Because you weren't able to catch the adjustments or the evolution or the hybridization of those thorns becoming something more evolved. Because you stubbornly got out of your lane and hopped up on a level and jumped into the deep waters, you found yourself snared with thorns that you cannot get yourself out of. Young brothers and sisters, following in the lanes and the paths of people before you. You end up snared doing 25 to life. You end up snared taking on generational entanglements that keep you snared. The spirit of what you are supposed to be doing is supposed to be a divine purpose. It's a candle. It is the lamp that is going to lead your way. Great glory. Searching all the inward parts of the belly. You're in the belly of the beast, searching all the inward parts so you can be able to see. The Most High is trying to brighten your light so you can be able to see all of the belly of the beast. He's trying to help you to see all of the snares and the thorns. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upholden by mercy. The glory of young men is their strength, and the beauty of old men is the gray head. The blueness of a wound cleanseth away evil. So do stripes the inward parts of the belly. Chapter 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers or the channels of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. A high look and a proud heart, and the plowing or the lamp of the wicked is sin. Yeah, you're following a path. You're following that lamp. The thoughts or the plans of the diligent tend or lead surely only to plenteousness, but of every one that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is the vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to do judgment or justice. The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house or a contentious woman. Wow, that's real life right now. The way of the way of a man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling or a contentious woman in the White House. Wow. It's better for you to be alone than be fighting with someone. The soul, this chapter 21. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise. And when the wise is instructed, he deceiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself. So when you just overlooking your fellow man going through the struggles and stuff like that, yeah, he hears his cries, but then yeah, he gonna hear your cries too when you start crying. Oh man, I'm going through woe is me. Oh yeah. Remember that time when you was doing real good? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What I just lost my, okay, yeah. When a scorner, wait, how did I skip myself? A soul. So yeah. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considered the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in the secret pacifieth anger, and a reward or bribe in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Wow, that's so deep. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. Like, yeah, when you like love way too much pleasure, like you were just too much in your lust, like you have no control. You have no discipline. You don't know how to contain yourself. You don't know how to have any, you don't know how to detox and, what is that? What is the word? Dehydrate or starve out those parasites, those demonic thoughts and spirits that may keep you clinging on to, things that you're just lusting over. It makes you poor. It gives you poor decisions. You don't think right, you don't think straight. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. Yeah. He that loveth wine and oil, a snake oil salesman. You loveth the scheme and scam and you won't be rich. You're not rich in your spirit because you loveth the wrong thing. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and a transgressor or the unfaithful for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman. Yeah, fellas, that's deep. There is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life. He that follow after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. The fact that I've been doing that, my life has definitely not been troublesome. So it's like I've learned and I've listened. I've listened and I've learned. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath or acts in arrogant pride. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him, or the lazy, for his hands refuseth to labor. Like if you don't want to get up and work for yours. Even if it ain't working for no job, you need to work for yours. Why you not even getting up and doing your business plan? Why you ain't got your business cards? How people gonna know about what you got going on? Man gave us purpose before he gave us everything else. How do you not have your stuff together? We all got the same 24 hours in a day. As soon as I'm off from here, now they calling me Jamaican Train. Because I do it all. I do it all. And I enjoy it, but when you ain't getting up and you ain't working for yours, man, it kills you. Kills your drive. It kills your purpose. And don't no woman want that. And don't no woman want that. Yes. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spare not. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination, How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly or endlessly. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. So when you start getting up and doing your own thing, you start actually being able to make your own lane and create your own way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety or deliverance is of the Lord. I'll answer the questions after. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. Like, yeah, you could be prepared, but if you're not delivered, you're going to go into battle unprepared. You may think you're prepared, but if you ain't going prepared in the righteousness of the Most High, you're going to be doomed to fail. You can have all the money, you can have all the resources. That ain't keeping you from off of that bench, that trial stand. Chapter 22. Almost finished. 22. Chapter 22. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and poor meet together. The rich and poor have this in common. The Lord is the marker of them all. So it's like, regardless if you're rich or poor, like we all got the same marker. It's like, who are you outside of your badge? Like, the Lord is keeping tabs on everybody's actions. Like, nothing is ever not seen. Now you can be like, oh, I'm gonna take this to the grave. It's never not seen. It doesn't matter how you try to hide it or conceal it or buy it off. It's you can't buy off favor with silver and gold. You can't. It don't take riches for you to be a good man. It don't take silver and gold for you to be a nice person. It doesn't even take money for you to be happy. It doesn't, beloveds. It doesn't. He is the marker of them all. He is the maker of them all. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Literally being humble. Humility is what has gotten me through, and I feel so enriched in my spirit because of these beautiful things. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward or the perverse. He that doeth keep his soul or guards his soul shall be far from them. So when you being stubborn and saying like, oh, I'm not going to pray or I'm not going to this, yeah, you're guarding your heart from the Most High being able to enter. He can force his way in there, no problem. But he wants to see if you are going to welcome him in and let him in. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's facts. You have to train up the child in the way that he should go. So that means you should know You should be able to have your children's spiritual background check so they be able to know all of this information so they can be able to go their way in their old days. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity or trouble, and the rod of his anger shall fail. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. He that loveth pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips the king shall be his friend. The eyes of the Lord preserveth knowledge, and he overthroweth the words of the transgressor or the faithless. So your faith should always be much more stronger than somebody's doubt. The slothful man saith, there is a lion without, I shall be slain in the streets. The mouth of strange women is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want, to poverty. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to poverty. And you're seeing that a lot more now in so many different ways. Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto the knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them with thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips, that thy trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee have not I written to thee excellent things in counsels and knowledge, that I might make thee know the certainty of the words of truth, that thou mightest answer the words of truth to them that send unto thee. Rob not the poor, because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause, and spoil the soul of those that spoil them, or plunder the soul of those who plunder them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his way, and get a snare to thy soul. Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties of debts. Collateral, if thou hast nothing, okay. Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are collaterals for debt, or sureties of debt. If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed from under thee? If he doesn't have it to pay, why take it from under him? Remove not the ancient landmark or the boundary which thy fathers have set. Remove not the ancient boundaries. So it's like don't try to change the game. Don't try to change the rules. Don't try to move the goalpost. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This ain't broke, so people keep trying to fix it and they end up snaring themselves. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not be, he, no, he shall not stand before mean men or obscure or unknown. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Chapter 23. When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently, what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat. If thou be a man, give it to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meats. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words or thy pleasant words. So it's like you sit there and been, digesting, you know, info from somebody who's been lying and deceitful, and then when you find out the truth about the matter, it's like you just trying to cleanse that all out of your spirit, vomit, regurgitate it out. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Remove not the old landmarks or the boundaries, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. Enter not in the fields of the people who are fatherless, the people who do not have God in their life. Do not enter into those fields. For their Redeemer is mighty. He shall plead their cause with thee. That's crazy. Apply thine heart unto the instruction, and thine ears to the word of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. My son, of thine heart be wise. My heart shall rejoice, even mine. Indeed, my own heart shall rejoice. Yea, my reins shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. When thy yea, my reins shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. Let not thine heart envy sinners. Wow. Wow, that's deep. Let not my heart be jealous of the people that are committing sin. You know, don't be mad at the chick who got millions of dollars who's getting OnlyFans. Don't be mad at the man who's gambling at the jackpot. Don't be mad at the person who is robbing and stealing and, you know, that's a heavy one. Because it makes people compare and measure up their lives. And it bruises doubt and fear and uncertainty and this insecurity of feeling deficient or under. Like I said, it's not the riches that make you happy. I need my brothers and sisters to understand that. So when you're seeing somebody sin, don't envy and be mad at how they got there. Everybody has to go in their path, in their direction. That person is going to find out. What you need to find out is how much of that envy do you got in your heart towards that person who may be making moves the way they're making moves. And I know it sucks, especially when you're actually involved, when you're invested, when you've put time and you've put in money, you put in your blood, sweat, and tears into something. So yeah, to contribute to somebody who was committing sin that they made it and they kicked you off of the bus and ran you over. And now you're envious of them riding off into the sunset, not knowing that that sunset is blinding them and they don't see that the end of the road goes off the end of a cliff. So don't envy a sinner. But be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long, for surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off, or there's hereafter, or hope. There's hope. Like you learned your lesson, but there's hope. Like, yeah, you messed up. Yeah, you sinned. Yeah, you transgressed, but there's hope. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among wine bibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Wow, that's deep. Hearken unto thy father that beget thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old, but the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy in him, or have delight in him. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch or pit, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. A seductress woman is a narrow pit. So regardless, it's a ditch and a pitch. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness in eyes? He that tarry long the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. It's deep. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup, sparkles in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last it biteth like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things. Wow, this is deep. It's literally like going to the club and drinking, and then, you behold strange women, and the perverse things happen. Yeah. Whew. Yea, thou shalt be as that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he has or as he that lieth upon the top of mast. They have stricken me, shalt thou say, and I was not sick or hurt. They have beaten me, and I felt it not. When I shall awake, I will seek it yet again. Be not, chapter 24. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, or devises violence. Like, they've been a part of that. It's not like you can't get mad at it. Like, you gotta let people do what they do. And their lips talk of mischief or trouble. Through wisdom is a house builded, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increaseth strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. Wisdom is too high for a fool, for he openeth not his mouth in the gate, that he deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person or plots. The thought of foolishness is sin. The planning of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Wow. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So how you gonna have faith? It's like you did not trust when the iron was hot. And the Most High seen that. He's seen these things. For thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain. If thou sayest, Behold, we knew it not, doeth not he that pondereth the heart consider it? And he that keepeth thy soul, doeth not he know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul, when thou hast found it, when there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place, for a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again. But the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth. Let the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked, for for there shall not for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle or the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. See, so when you're wicked and you're cursing out your mother and that father, your light will get put out. My son, fear thou the Lord of the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both? These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. He that saith unto the wicked, Thou art righteous, him shall the people curse. Nations shall abhor him, but to them that rebuketh him shall be delight. And a good blessing shall come upon them. Every man shall kiss his lips that giveth the right answer. Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field. And afterwards build thine house. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. Say not, I will do so to him as he hath done to me. I will render to the man according to his works. I went by the field of the sloth, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns. See? Going down that wrong path, and towed by them thorns, and nettles have covered the face thereof, or its face, or its surface. And the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it. Well, I looked upon it and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep and to rest. So shall thy poverty come as one, or a prowler that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. And that is the end of Proverbs chapter 14. Them means they. That's what that means in Deuteronomy. Shalom, family.